For the Cardinals, Panthers from Ellsworth got one game under their belt. On the hill for Coach Steve Block is James Georgicus, number 20. He was all-conference first team last year. Leading off. The first pitch to a Prescott Cardinal this year goes to Clay Seifert. And I believe Clay drove in the winning run in last year's state tournament. Strike one. PCTV on the road on baseball. 1-1. Been a rough season for all the spring sports kids. The track kids haven't done much. The golfers have done nothing. Ball two. Ellsworth defeated Baldwin Woodville a week ago Tuesday, 10-0. That's the only conference game that had been played in the middle border. 3-1. This field is the farthest south, and people say, well, it's only 10-15 miles. That's all it takes.
Sand.
Plus a nice sand field, so this one drained. Fire Hall Field will be ready tomorrow to face Elk Mound. We hope. All right, Georgicus to the plate, 3-1. And base on balls, the Cardinals with the first hitter up. First base runner of the year. Stepping into the batter's box. The third baseman, number 7, Marty Harris. Cardinals actually have about 6 or 7 kids that will pitch varsity this year. We've been blessed with a fortune of pitchers for Coach Matzik. It's always nice to have a kid who can come out there and throw strikes. On the hill today for the Cardinals is Matt Holman, who pitched varsity at the end of the year exclusively. Did a very nice job. Beat Ellsworth on this field. All right, here we are. Clay gets his lead. The left-hander Georgicus throws over, shorten him up. Clay scoots back. PCTV, Channel 16, Channel 18 for Prescott, Wisconsin. Cable TV, also on demand. This game will be on demand on playonsports.com. Strike one to Marty. Game starting at about 8 minutes to 6, a little late. Mix up with the arrival of the umpires. Thanks to the guys who did show up. All right, Georgicus from the stretch. Strike two. Quickly 0-2. Prescott kids have not seen much for live pitching. They've been gym rats and tennis courts, and that's about it. Clay dives back. Linda's got a washy uniform, so she'll be happy. Georgicus was 9-1 on the year last year. Faced him a couple times. Ground ball pounded into the dirt, but moved it up, just like a sacrifice bunt. 1 out. It's a 1-3 scoring play. 1 out. Clay Seifert moves up to second, brings up the shortstop. Another Brookshaw moving into the 6th hole. Michael Brookshaw, number 7, shortstop, the left-hander. Paul and I discussed this before the year last year. We said if we found a hitter or two, we'd win a state championship. Well, we found one. Actually found a couple. Mike Brookshaw and Clay Seifert. And we were just guessing anyway, but we were right. Ball one. And Ellsworth was no slouches themselves. They lost the state championship game 8-3 to Portage. So these two teams both were in the state championship last year. Won 5-4 over Parkview. Ellsworth lost 8-3 to Portage. Strike 1-1 to Brookshaw. One other all-conference player returning, number 30, Dennis Schultz. He is the center fielder for the Panthers. He was a second-team all-conference as a stellar hitter as a sophomore. Ball 2 to Brookshaw, 2-1. Twins have had a long spring. Like I said, when you steal my money to build a stadium, at least do it right and put a roof on it. They've been rained, snowed out of about 6 or 7 games already this year. So the Twins are going to have an interesting schedule. All right, Georgicus to the plate. Nope, high. 3-1. 3-1 is the hitter's count. Twins are sitting right now one game over 500. Last year, to win as many games as they've won right now, it took them till the 20th of May. And at that point, they were like 8-26. Ball 4. All right, puts 2 runners on. Runner Brookshaw on first, Seifert on second. Brings up today's cleanup hitter, batting in the number 4 slot, number 17, Matt Holman. He will be on the hill for Coach Ryan and the Cardinals today. Tomorrow we'll face Elk Mound, very good team. Monday, a doubleheader, kind of a doubleheader with Amory. PCTV brought to you by First National Bank of River Falls, the Prescott branch. Not holding Brookshaw. Strike 1. Clay Seifert on second, getting his lead. Mike Brookshaw on first. Tyler Marson, the first baseman, and not holding him. He's playing back, plugging up the holes. Strike, but it got away from the catcher. Strike 2 on Matt, but both runners move up. I got to give that one a wild pitch. It bounced either on the plate or just in front of the plate. Catcher tried to block it, but it popped up and got away from him. Both runners advance. We've got to find a way to score a run. 2 would be nice. Good wheels on second and Mike Brookshaw. Ball outside and low, 1-2. They do not have a electronic scoreboard here, so whatever the count is, I'm right. Strike 3, that's 2 outs. Brings up the center fielder, the left-handed hitting number 16, Alex Helmer. Alex played a fair amount last year. All right, left-handed hitter, big holes on the right side. Good wheels on the bases, not holding the base runners. Strike 1. Come on, Alex. All right, Georgicus from the stretch. James brings it in. Strike 2. Dropped in a little curveball, and Alex watched it. Quickly down, 0-2. Georgicus 2 walks, a strikeout, and a ground out. 0-2 to Helmer. Brewers, everybody thought they were going to be bad. They lost a bunch in a row, and now they've come and have been the winningest team in the National League to bring themselves back into the thick of things. Still putting Ricky Weeks as the cleanup hitter is a very weak move. So the 2 local pro teams actually being fairly successful early in the season. All right, 0-2. You know what you're going to see. High, pulling back. Nope, he held up, kept the bat on his shoulder.
Got down the way.
Yep. I agree with the call, 1-2. Yeah, he left the bat on his shoulder and was pulling away. Of course, if they would have called him out, I wouldn't have said much different. All right, Georgicus coming to the plate, 1-2 to Helmer. Nope, low, 2-2. Only one Cardinal has put a bat on a ball so far. That would have been Marty Harris grounding out to the pitcher on a comebacker. No! Helmer swings at it, it's dropped, it's fired to first base. Marson gets the put out, And that's a K, but it leaves two in scoring position, and after one half of an inning, it's Prescott nothing. Ellsworth coming to the plate on PCTV, brought to you by the Boosters Club, First National Bank of River Falls, House Chevrolet, Prescott Insurance, Toninato Family Dentistry, the Wisconsin Credit Union, Heart, Hands, and Minds Child Care, Prescott Chiropractic, Scroy Insurance, and Moe's Pharmacy in downtown Prescott, and of course the loyal Ellsworth backer of PCTV, Bob Loberg and Loberg Law Office in Ellsworth, Wisconsin. All right, here we are, bottom of the first. Cardinals go down, leave two on the bases. Leading off for the Panthers is Dan Geisy. Ball one, Matt Holman on the hill for the Cardinals today. First game of the season for the Panthers, or for the Cardinals, excuse me. Panthers, this is believed their third. I think they did play Baldwin Woodville a week ago Tuesday. They played Cumberland last weekend, I believe, down here. The Cumberland score was not posted. They beat Baldwin 10-0. All right, 2-1. Thanks to the umpires who somehow got here as fast as they could. Two and two. All right, Matt, Mr. Holman finding his spot. Got to watch his mechanics coming off the mound. Two old pitchers' dads sitting over here. We always kind of like to watch to see what the kids are doing. Go down and through. Throws the high hard one by him for the strikeout for the first out of the inning. Brings up the shortstop, number 2, Nick Taranto. Nick, contributor last year. Taranto is a sophomore as their shortstop. Strike one. Matt Holman settling down, throwing strikes. PCTV brought to you by the Boosters Club. Skipped it, ball, 1-1. Austin Tulip behind the plate. Matt Shaughnessy at first base. Clay Seifert at second. Michael Brookshaw at short. Jeremy Navarro at third. Marty Harris in left field. Alex Helmer in center field. And Owen Schumer in right. All right, comebacker. Matt picks it up, steps in, throws for the 1-3 putout for the second out of the inning. Brings up Dennis Schultz. He is the center fielder, number 30. He was an all-conference second teamer last year, and the young man can hit. Usually they will say your best hitter will be in that number 3 hole. And he gets his money's worth every time. You kind of look around baseball, the people who bat in the number 3 hole in the major leagues. A guy named Ryan Braun. A guy named Albert Pujols. There he picks it, fires a nice play by Jeremy Navarro. That's a 5-3 putout, a 1-2-3 inning for the Cardinals. And after one complete here at Brown Memorial Field in Hager City, Wisconsin, it's Prescott nothing, Ellsworth nothing on PCTV. All right. Top of the second, James Georgicus on the hill for the Ellsworth Panthers. At the plate, number 2, the catcher, Austin Tulip. Strike one. Matt Holman set him down 1-2-3 in the first inning. Georgicus left a couple runners on base, walked 2 hitters. All right, from the windup, put in play, but it's going to dribble foul quickly, 0-2. In on the fists of Austin, hard to handle. And Mr. Georgicus, he's got some giddy up on his fastball. He's not a 73-mile-an-hour high school fastballer. He's not 90, but he's not 73. I would guess he's somewhere over 80. Swings through it for the swinging K. But Austin, you keep swinging like that. Good things happen to people who swing at the strikes. All right, next to the plate, the first baseman, number 19, Matt Shaughnessy. Matt's a senior. 3 seniors in a row, Austin Tulip, Matt Shaughnessy, and Jeremy Navarro. Strike one. Georgia settling down, throwing BBs. Looking nice and long and lanky on the hill, as did Matt Holman. 1-1. Ball 2-1. PCTV, local cable television, channel 16, channel 18 in Prescott, Wisconsin. Also, tomorrow's game will be live. PlayOnSports.com. Look for Prescott, Wisconsin. All right, it's in play, coming down the first baseline. And nope, foul ball and hit the runner in the back. So none of it worked. 2-2. Two and two count on Matt Shaughness. James Georgicus on the hill. Top of the second inning. Nothing. As I said, Ellsworth beat Baldwin Woodville in the first conference game 10-0 last week. But the tail of the scoreboard doesn't really tell the tale of the game. All right. And again, Georgicus just rears back and throws it by Matt. But again, Matthew keeps swinging at those things. It's early in the season. Bringing up Jeremy Navarro. Let's see him use some of those hockey skills. Jeremy, as a hockey player, plays club hockey in the winter. Seen lots of hockey players playing baseball and softball. They've been pretty good hitters. We go back to 2004, a little guy named Alex Ross, who came out of a hockey background to mush baseballs. Still doing it, by the way. Ball one high. Alex is one of the Pirate mainstays yet.
He might not be playing this year.
1-1 to Navarro. 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the second, nothing. I mentioned when Ellsworth played Baldwin Woodville, Baldwin had 7 errors. And I believe 7 or 8 walks. Ellsworth only had 1 hit, so it wasn't like they were an offensive machine. It was great defense, good pitching by Ellsworth, but a complete lack of pitching and defense by Baldwin.
Probably cold out.
Yeah, and it was chilly. Ball high and outside, 2-1. All right, here we go. Swings through it, 2-2. Jack Ryan on deck. Jack Ryan DHing today. All right, 2-2. Ooh, got him on the inside corner with the backwards K. 1, 2, 3. 3 strikeouts for Georgicus, and at the end of 1.5 here on PCTV, channel 16, channel 18, 0-0. All right, bottom of the second. Holman on the hill. Tyler Marson steps in to hit, and Matt throws the fastball by him. Quickly 0-1. Inside, 1-1, brushes him back from the plate, throwing it in on the fist. Got to do that once in a while as a pitcher. If the hitter ain't afraid of you, you're not throwing close enough to him. 2-1. Matt Holman on the hill, nothing. Bottom of 2. It is the 25th of April, 2013. On the fist. Ground to Shaughness. Matt picks it up, takes it himself. 3 unassisted for the first out. Brings up the pitcher for the Panthers today, number 20, James Georgicus. So James was a first team all-conference last year. On a very good Ellsworth team that was 1 game away from, I don't know if it's ever happened before. Ball 1. We nearly had 2 teams from the same conference both win a state championship in different divisions. That would have been wonderful. We were sure rooting for Ellsworth, but they couldn't pull it out in the championship game. Ball 2. A little bit low. That would have been quite a feather in the cap for the Middle Border Conference. 3-0. Matt searching for the strike zone. We've had to reprint our programs because there's been so many schedule changes. 3-1. Kids are hoping to get 12, 13 games in if they're lucky, and it's all got to happen in opening day of regionals is May 24th. That's a month from yesterday. Foul down the left field line, evens the count at 3-2. Georgicus behind Holman. Boy, Matt, bring her all the way back. 3-0, now 3-2. Win the battle. Nice to see the new infielders getting the balls hit to them, getting that first throw out, getting some of the jitters out. Nice play by Shaughness, nice play by Navarro, nice play by Holman. Georgicus staying alive, sends it back into the trees. Matt, enough heat to stay ahead of him. Ooh, ooh. Base on balls, but an 8-pitch walk brings up number 12, which is Logan Armstrong DHing today. Mr. Armstrong is a junior. Pinch runner coming on for Georgicus. Luke Sterney is a junior coming on to run. High school, the catchers and pitchers can be run for at any point. Basically speeds up the game, get the pitcher in, keep him warm. Catcher can get his gear on. All right, shot to Clay. Flips to Mike. Double play, knock it down, take him away. Clay knocked it down with his hand, and they started off with a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. And after 2 complete here in Hager City, it's Prescott 0, Ellsworth 0. All right, Georgicus on the hill. For the Cardinals, stepping into the batter's box is number 24, Jack Ryan, today's DH. Jack swings a nice looking cut though. Come on, Jackson. 3rd inning. Strike 1 to Ryan. Ball low, 1-1. Ellsworth with Georgicus on the hill. Marson at first base. Dennis Schultz in center field. Nick Taranto at second. Dan Geisey is the right fielder. Ooh, beautiful curveball. Froze him.
Saw that curve from here.
You bet. Tyler Kohler is catching for Ellsworth. Isaac Hines at third base. Chandler Flynn is at second base. And Eric McGregor is the left fielder. Nice curveball. Froze him. All right. 2-2 count. Top of the 3rd. Nothing here in sunny Hager City. Ain't real warm, but at least it is sunny. Not much of a wind. A little bit of breeze coming out of the right field corner. All right. Oh, they almost threw it over the head. That would have been interesting. It's a K for the first out, but that would have been interesting. Good thing Mr. Marson is tall and can jump. All right, bringing Clay Seifert, number 20, the second baseman for the Cardinals. Clay stepping into the plate. He got on with a walk his first time up. Mr. Georgicus has struck out the last 6 in a row. Of course, understand the Cardinals have not seen much live pitching or any pitching off of the hill up to today. Strike 1 to Seifert. I said, Mr. Georgicus can get it up there in a hurry. Foul. Quickly 0-2. Georgicus from the windup. Gets a sign from Kohler. Here it comes. Again, Clay staying alive, follows it back over the screen. Bo's Pharmacy in downtown Prescott. Randy, providing you with your pharmaceutical and many other needs. Like I always say, he bails me out at anniversaries and weddings. and Valentine's Day and all those kind of things. Nope, ball high. Tried to drop the curveball on the top of the zone, but it didn't come down. 1-2. Clay stepped back. Georgica stepped back off the plate. Two and two. Had Clay down 0-2. Clay fouled 2 off in a row to stay alive, and now Georgica has dropped 2 balls to make the count. 2-2 in the third. Nothing. 3-2. Skipped that one by Kohler, the catcher, all the way to the backstop. And it wasn't Kohler's fault. That one hit before the plate. Didn't bounce up, it stayed down. Scooted. The ones that drive you nuts.
Does that on frozen?
Yep. And Clay works the walk. Now remember, he had to stay alive with 2 foul balls. Works the walk, so pretty good wheels on first base. Brings up Marty Harris, number 5, the left fielder for the Cardinals. Marty was a ground out victim his first time up, 1-3. See if Marty can get it in play. Somewhere there is not a Panther. Seifert getting his lead. Georgicus, the left-hander, looking right at him. Ball 1. Inside. It was about 50 degrees when the game started. I don't think it's that anymore. Seifert taking off foul. That was a hit and run. Foul out of play. Ooh, that would have been nice. A hit. Clay would have been on third, guaranteed. You got a big jump on Georgicus. 1-1 to Marty Harris. Haven't seen a lot of blue skies here. All right, Clay waiting for Georgicus to get up on the pitching rubber. I've often wondered why left-handers don't pick off more people, because with the 45-degree angle rule, they can almost have their foot go into the plate and still throw to first. Foul. Marty staying alive, 1-2. Marty is the nephew of Coach Steve Block for Ellsworth. So family ties on both sides. Soft toss over to first to shorten Clay up. Ellsworth with the majority of their state championship team back. Prescott with no starters back. Tossing over there again, shorten him up. A guy named Maurer up here in the cities has been absolutely blistering the ball. $23 million a year, he should be. Ball high, 2-2 to Marty Harris. 1 out, 1 on in the third inning.
Find that zone now, Tua. Find that zone.
Nope. Yeah. If Clay would have been hitting it, that's why Coach Matsey was hollering go, 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 because he saw the catcher but didn't know where it was. But Clay moves up to second base on pass ball. Takes the count to 3-2. A little discussion here on the pitcher's mound with Mr. Georgicus. 3-2, Marty Harris at the plate. Clay Seifert on second base. Nothing. 1 out here in the third. PCTV brought to you by Toninato Family Dentistry. Dr. Michael and Dr. Hillary providing family quality dental care to the city of Prescott for over 2 decades. Croy Insurance, Chris Sampson and her hard-working crew in the BMO Bank Building, providing for your insurance needs. Stop and see Croy Insurance, another loyal Boosters Club member from PCTV. All right, here we go.
Full count.
Full count. Seifert on second.
Come on, Marty. Go,
They said pretty good wheels on second here now. Georgica's checking the runner. Ooh, rips it. That's going to score one. That's going to score one. Nice shot, Marty. Marty Harris absolutely laced it. Woo-hoo! Wow. He put the sting to that one. I mean, it had that sound where, yow. First hit of the game. 1-0 Prescott brings up the shortstop, number 7, Michael Brookshaw, Marty Harris. Number 5 on first, Marty with an RBI. Clean shot single to left center field. All right, Georgica's checking the runner. Ooh, through the hole. Going to right. See if Marty's going to stop. All right, Michael Brookshaw. Clean single to right field. So all of a sudden, the Cardinals, remember, they have not seen any live pitching off of a mound yet this year. This is their first time they actually stepped on a baseball field other than to see if it was still wet or muddy or under snow. Remember, we blew the snow off and then it snowed some more. And then it rained and then it snowed. All right, here we are. Matt Holman can help himself. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Matt Holman at the plate. Soft toss to second, just to shorten him up. I think the entire Prescott JV and freshman team are here watching. Good for them. Oh, there we go. Shows bunt. Not sure if they called it a ball or a strike. I thought he pulled it back, but let's see. Well, we don't have a scoreboard, so I'm kind of going by guessing by golly here. Well, I think it's 1-1, so we'll say it's 1-1. All right, that was big. No forces in order anymore. That puts Marty Harris at third, Mike Brookshaw at second, so very good wheels on the bases. All Matt's got to do is get one in the outfield for our run. Ooh, foul back down the right field line. 1-1 is the count on Matt Holman. Cardinals lead 1-0. Clay Seifert scoring the first run of the game on a Marty Harris RBI single. Oh, and Georgicus gets that curveball going, and we just think that's pretty. Oh, strike 2, and it was. Again, he froze the Prescott hitter, and he just dropped it in there pretty as can be. All right, 1-2. Got a piece of it. 2-2. Excuse me, 1-2. Count remains 1-2. I was having so much filling in little boxes that I couldn't stop.
1 out.
Yep, 1 out. Runners on second and third, 1 out. 2-2 on the hitter. And I'm lying to you again, it's actually 1-2. Not intentional, it's more stupidity. First game of the year, I'm trying to figure out, let's see, it's not volleyball, it's not basketball, we're in baseball season. Ooh, ooh, boy, Matt, that's a swing we want to see every time. No, I'll take that as long as you get a good swing. That is the second out of the inning. Going to bring up Alex Helmer, center fielder, number 16, left-handed hitter. Big holes on the right side. They're hugging the line. Lots of space between the first and second baseman. Between Marson and Flynn. Flynn is kind of holding Mike Brookshaw. which is surprising. I would think that they would move the defense over and kind of plug the hole. Single goes through, it's going to score them both anyway, most likely. Nope, Flynn's moving over deep. Good play by the Panthers. Looking like they're going to stay with the runner, and then just before Flynn comes over to fill the hole. Strike one. Swinging at the high hard fastball quickly, 0-2. A hit's one, if not two. 2 outs, 2 on. In the third, Cards up 1-0. Nope, piece of it. Into the Cardinal dugout, making sure the guys are staying awake. Nice 3-step dugouts here in Hager City. 3-step down into it. Oh, foul. Staying alive down left field line, back in the trees. That'll lead somebody on a merry chase back in Buckthorn. Count remains 1-2. Alex Helmer at the plate. 2 ducks on the pond. Brookshaw and Harris. Card scored 1 this inning. 2 hits and a walk. An earned walk by Clay Seifert. Again, Alex taking it left field foul. It's the boy, Alex, getting his timing down. Keep seeing pitches. That's what you got to do. Count remains 1-2. All right, runners getting their leads. Georgicus to the plate. Oh, and swings through it. The boy, Alex, still not a bad at bat. Got the bat on 3 or 4 of them, takes the K for the 3rd out, and at the end of 2.5, it's Prescott 1, Ellsworth coming to the plate. All right, bottom of the 3rd here. Cards strike first in the game, score 1. Clay Seifert scores the first run on an RBI single by Marty Harris. Matt Holman on the hill for the Cardinals all the way so far. Chandler Flynn coming up to the plate. Matt has faced the minimum so far. Not sure, so we're going to call it 1-1. Remember, we're about 250 feet away from home plate, and they do not have a scoreboard. Ground ball, the comebacker. Mike's got a nope. The only chance he had. Mike probably had to bare hand that to get him, so we're going to give Flynn a single. Chandler Flynn with an infield single. Dribbled past the pitcher just enough to get by Matt, and it stayed down, and Mike couldn't. The only chance he had was to bare-hand it, and he didn't pick it up. Infield single. Brings up the third baseman, number 5, Isaac Hines. I like these guys who have the same uniform number as the position they play. Makes it easy. It's a bunt, right back to him, and they take the out. Nice sacrifice bunt by Isaac Hines. 1 out. Move Flynn to second base. Brings up the catcher, Tyler Kohler, number 22. Foul back into the screen. Nice cut by Kohler. Strike 1. All right, Holman from the stretch. Flynn on second base. 1-1. Nice block by Tulip. Holman throws it by him. 1-2. I mean, the hit was a dribbler that just went to Matt's throwing side rather than his glove side, so he couldn't knock it down. And otherwise, I don't think it would have rolled into the outfield. Foul down the third baseline. Count remains 1-2. PCTV Channel 16, brought to you by the Boosters Club. Remember, if you got a civic organization, something going on in town, let us know. We'd be glad to do your advertising for you. Church service to run. I know a couple of the churches bring them up to us fairly often. We'd like to put it on. What's happening in town? We have a round-town videographer who goes and captures things on film that happen in town. It's a comebacker. And second out, but it moves Flynn up to third base. A 1-3. Again, another weak little dribbler back to the pitcher. Brings up the top of the order, Dan Geisy. He is the right fielder, number 1. Well, a hit will tie the score here. Runner on third, 2 outs. Ball 1. Popped up, fouled on the left field line. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Prescott's up 1-0 here in the third. Ellsworth tying run 90 feet away. In the uniform of Chandler Flynn, Dan Geisy at the plate trying to drive him in. Again, foul down the left field line. Matt has been had enough heat on the fastball that they've done a lot of fouling things down the lines behind the pitch. All right, to the plate. Clay picks it, throws it, and the third out of the inning. And after 3 complete here on PCTV, the Prescott Cardinals 1, the Ellsworth Panthers 0. 94th, Prescott up 1-0. The Boosters Club bringing the game to us again. Prescott Insurance, Char McGee and her crew in downtown. Most Pharmacy in the old Swedish Kitchen building in downtown. Loberg office in uptown Ellsworth. Remember, he doesn't charge mileage. He's only about a block from the courthouse. Swings through it. Strike 1. Austin Tulip leading it off for the Cardinals here in the 4th. Ball 1-1. The Wisconsin Credit Union in the North Acres Business Plaza, along with Prescott Chiropractic and Heart, Hands, and Minds, all 3 located in the North Acres Business Plaza. Thank you from PCTV. Ooh, that was a nice pitch. Hit the 5-hole on the outside corner. Counts 1-2. Nope, 2-2. PCTV always looking for sponsors. That's what makes it possible for us to be here on the road following our kids. Grounded into play down to third. Takes a hop. Ooh! Took a hop off the grass and went foul. I think he would have beat out. Throw. One of those nubbers into the ground that doesn't go very far. Count remains 2-2 to Austin Tulip, the Cardinals catcher. Nope, ball high. 3-2. All right, payoff pitch coming from James Georgicus on the hill all the way for the Panthers today. Nope, Austin, nice job. Austin earned a walk. Had to foul a couple of them off, but he's on first base. Runner on first, nobody out. Brings up the first baseman, number 19, the long, lanky one, Matt Jonas. Courtesy runner coming in for Mr. Tulip so the catcher can get his gear on. Bringing in number 6, the utility player, Mason Severson. I can remember when he was nothing but a couple of blue eyes and a little fuzzy piece of red hair. Dad John has been a player and coach in Prescott baseball for 25 years, I suppose, or more. Coach Ryan needs to talk to him. Ellsworth is having a little confab with the pitchers. Make sure people are on the same page in the book. When you call a hit and run and nobody does anything, that always looks bad. PCTV, remember, bringing you the baseball season. Hopefully we'll catch all the games. Probably won't travel to Altoona. I think Altoona comes to us this year. I know we won't go to Pine Island, Minnesota. Sorry, we're pretty loyal, but with the non-conference game and it's 70 miles,
We're old.
well, we're not going. All right, here we go. Mason Severson on first. Running for Austin Tulip. Mason, there you go. Julie, now you got to wash the uniform because you got to play tomorrow. Matt Shaughness at the plate. Mason Severson on the base. 1 on, nobody out in the 4th. Cardinals lead 1-0. The 25th of April, 2013. Ball 1 at the knees. Come on, Matthew. They showed bunt, picked him off. You gotta watch the ball all the time. Pickoff play.
Nice play.
That was, but we got fooled.
Oh yeah.
All right, 1 out, nobody on. 1 ball to Matt Shaughness. Ooh. Ball 2. Yep. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Everybody, anybody, nobody, and somebody. Little airplanes flying over us close to the Red Wing International Airport, which is located in Wisconsin. Ball 3 to Matt. Jeremy Navarro on deck. Jeremy, number 8, third baseman for the Cardinals. And Matt takes a 4-pitch walk. So 1 on, 1 out. Jeremy Navarro steps up to the plate. Jeremy was a K victim his first time up. Come on, Jeremy, get your money's worth. Swing that 10. All right, Sean's getting his lead. Ooh. Strike 1, but it must have been right at the knees. But remember, if it touches in the middle of the knee, it can go below the knee. So, got to give the umpire the benefit of the doubt. He's a lot closer than we are. Another left-handed pickoff. I mean, holy man. There will be there will be no joy in Prescott tonight after a couple of those. 2 base runners are getting both picked off on a simple move. All right, Jeremy Navarro at the plate, 1 strike. Had 2 base runners wiped off by a left-handed pickoff. Ball 1, 1-1. I bet they'll discuss the finer points of left-handed pitchers when you're on first base.
Soon.
Could be at length, and it will happen soon. Oh. Strike 2. Jeremy, you got to be a Vladimir Guerrero hitter. Swing at everything. But then you only get 1 swing. Well, the Cardinals, the 2 base runners, and they only sent 3 men to the plate. That is an unusual outcome, but at the end of 3 1/2, the Cardinals lead 1-0 here on PCTV. All right, here we are, bottom of 4. Cardinals up 1-0. Matt Holman on the hill all the way for the Cardinals. Strike 1, Nick Taranto. Sophomore shortstop for Coach Block. Strike 2. Matt pretty much throwing a fastball by him. He's got enough curveball. He takes about 10 miles an hour off it, makes it wrinkle a little bit. And there it was. A 3-pitch K brings up Mr. Dennis Schultz, the center fielder, number 30. Then shoots. Or check, is he Shoots or Schultz? We've got both of them in Ellsworth. He is a Schutz, no L. Apologize for that. Spelling error on my part. Ooh, like I said, the young man can hit. Here's the first hit for Ellsworth. A blistering shot in the hole between third and short. Tyler Marson, first baseman, number 24, strides up to the plate. Matt has only faced 1 over the minimum so far. Ooh, foul ball. Down right field line. Chased down by Owen Schumer. 1 strike. Shadows are starting to get long already. About 10-7. Normally we'd have been done, but we had some communication errors with the umpires. I don't believe it was these 2 gentlemen. I think they came as fill-in. Toss over to first. Get Schutz his uniform dirty. Matt drops in the strike. Dennis Schutz on first after a clean shot single. That was a pitch out. Just in case Mr. Schutz was thinking of going somewhere, they had the pitch out on. Just make him think a little bit. The chess game in baseball. There he goes. Ooh, good throw, but stole on a curveball. But it was a strike, I believe. Schutz steals second. Marson at the plate, I believe it's 1-2. Georgicus on deck. Soft liner to Seifert for the second out. F4, second out. Going to bring up James Georgicus, an opportunity to help himself here. Good wheels on second base in the uniform of Dennis Schutz. Georgicus at the plate. He's the pitcher of record for the Panthers so far today. Cards lead by 1-0. Bring it back to second base. Coach Block talking to his hitter for just a second, reminding him of the little stuff. Take care of the little stuff, the big stuff will take care of itself. All right, Matt Holman from the stretch. Ball 1 high. All right, here it comes. Ball 2. Outside. PCTV Channel 16, Channel 18. Broadcasting in Prescott, Wisconsin. Replays on playonsports.com of this game. Be streaming the game. Ooh, strike 1. Home games from Fire Hall Field will be streamed live on the internet at playonsports.com. You want to follow along with the game, click her in on the internet, playonsports.com. Let's see. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. Oh, wasn't online. High throw, got him. Ooh, but he tied the score. Georgicus helps himself, drives in the run. He gets thrown out, trying to advance on the throw for the third out. And at the end of 4 innings complete, Ellsworth 1, Prescott 1 here on PCTV. All right, top of the 5th, 1-1. Jack Ryan DHing today for the Cards. Ball 1 high. Georgicus gets a swinging bunt almost that went into the outfield to score Dennis Schutz to tie it up 1-1. Ball 2. Georgicus was thrown out trying to advance to second on the throw. Heads up play by Austin Tulip to keep his head in the game. Ooh, nice swing by Ryan, right on it. Right on it. When they go right straight back into the screen, you know he's right on the timing. Just told my fellow broadcaster here, I'm glad I put the second pair of socks on.
This is our first county fair.
No. Foul, 2-2. Again, straight back. Jack's right on that thing. Just got to get in the same plane with it. All right, up the middle. Going to Taranto. Fires it across the diamond for a 6-3 scoring play, but put it in play, make him work. Brings up Clay Seifert for the 3rd time today. Clay has earned 2 walks today. Started out 0-2 his last time up and worked a walk. James Georgicus on the hill for the Panthers all the way today so far. Top of the 5th, 1-1. Cardinals have had a bunch of base runners. Ooh, popped up. Short right field. Guys, you're right in front of us here. Nice play. 1 swing, 1 out. 2 up, 2 down here. Brings up Marty Harris, who hit a laser shot. The hardest hit ball of the day was by Marty Harris. Zinged it to left center field to score Clay Seifert last 2 innings ago to give the Cards a momentary lead. Ellsworth tied it up last inning. Heroic 1. One and 1. Cab Company, crazy about baseball, trying to resurrect Fire Hall Field with a set of lights. Last had a set put up in 1952. Ball high. 1952, they were taken down in 1974. Trying to get them put back again. So if you are an alumni, if you're a baseball fan, a follower, a parent, please consider donating to the Cab Company so we can get lights back on Fire Hall Field. Information, talk to Jeff Ryan at the high school or Dave French. But PCTV is going to try and help them get lights back on Fire Hall. We'd like to do some night games for the Pirates of the Legion this summer. Probably won't be this summer, I'll guarantee you that, but it could be the following. All right, Georgicus to the plate. Marty, right field. Marson scoops. And it's a 3 unassisted for the 1, 2, 3. And at the end of 4.5 is Prescott 1, Ellsworth 1 on PCTV. All right, Logan Armstrong DHing for the Panthers today. Matt Holman on the hill all the way for Coach Ryan. Ball into center field. Alex Helmer tracks it down, puts it away. 1 pitch, 1 out. F8 scoring play. Brings up Chandler Flynn. Chandler had a single, infield single, didn't get out. I would not have made it to the outfield, I'll guarantee you. So 2 hits for Ellsworth and about 2 hits for the Cardinals. Soft liner. Woo! Out of the sun, Mike Brookshaw. Picks it up. Then F6. That's 2 outs. Sun's getting to be a nasty factor here where the left side of the infield is playing. Isaac Hines, third baseman, number 5, at the plate. Ball 1 high. Bottom of 5, 1-1. Strike 1. Mr. Hines didn't like the giddy up on that. He had to jump back a little bit. Matt throwing him on the inside corner. That'll get your attention when it comes up and buzzes by your ear. Strike, swings through it, 2-2. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the 5th, 1-1. Ellsworth and Prescott here on the 25th of April, 2013. Two teams who both competed in state championship games at their divisions last year. Prescott winning 5-4 over Parkview. Ellsworth being defeated by Portage 8-3. All right, count remains 2-2. Ooh, got a little piece, just a little bit of nick of the tin on that one. Staying alive. Matt absolutely threw it by him. He just got the bat out there as I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Oop, fouls it back into the screen. Mr. Hines was on that one now. Count remains 2-2. Tyler Kohler, the catcher, on deck. And there's the K for the 3rd out of the inning. And a 1-2-3 inning here. And at the end of 5 complete on PCTV, brought to you by the Boosters Club. Prescott 1, Ellsworth 1. All right, here we go. Top of the 6th, 1-1. James Georgicus on the hill for the Panthers. Michael Brookshaw stepping in, the left-hander for the Cardinals. Brought to you by the Boosters Club, First National Bank of River Falls, the Prescott branch. Cerna House Chevrolet, serving the city of Prescott for over 75 years. Donato Family Dentistry, most pharmacy in downtown. Prescott Insurance. And here we go, Mike Brookshaw at the plate, Georgicus on the hill, 1-1 in the 6th. Ball 1 high. Both teams with about 2 hits. One and one. Hardest hit ball of the day was by Marty Harris to drive in the Cards' only run. Ooh, Mike gets a piece of it. Swings through it. 1-2. Saw Billy Brookshaw the other day, healing up from a little bit of partial shoulder separation of his non-throwing shoulder. Playing for Augsburg. 2-2 high. Billy's healing up and having fun playing baseball in college. All 3. All right, full count. All right, come on here, we need a hit. Ball 4 high. Mike ain't very tall, and that was way high. So, leadoff runner on. Well, the last 2 Prescott runners on first base both got picked off by Georgicus. So let's see if we tend to stay home a little bit closer. That's a bunt. Gives it down. Mike's going to get to second. Georgicus spins and goes to first. That was close. Matt almost beat the throw out, but he did his job. Sacrifice bunt for the first out. Moves Brookshaw to second. He's in scoring position. Brings up Alex Helmer. Alex fouled off a couple 3 his last at bat, but didn't get anything in play. Getting the timing down, like I said, this is the first live pitching that the Cardinals have seen all year. Ellsworth has played 2 games on this field so far, at least 2. Don't know if Coach Block has brought him down here to practice. I would bet he may have. Ball low to Helmer.
Find a way, Joel. Find a way, Jim. You got it, kid.
All right, timeout. Catcher needs to talk to the pitcher. Alex Helmer at the plate. Mike Brookshaw on second. PCTV bringing you Cardinal baseball here. The 25th of April, 2013. Brought to you by the Boosters Club. Croy Insurance in Uptown for your family's insurance need. Most Pharmacy in downtown Prescott. Lohberg Law Office in Uptown Ellsworth. All right, we're back in live action. Brookshaw on second. Helmer at the plate. Georgicus on the hill. Ball way high. 2-0. Austin Tulip on deck for the Cards. Steve Reich. Ooh. Yeah, I thought it was kind of low too. So did pretty much everybody in the park, but the only guy that it matters is the guy who's getting paid behind the hill. So 2-1. Two and two. I don't like those called strikes because you're giving up a rip. I'd rather have you swing at 3 close ones. All right, 2-2. 1 out, 1 on. Runner in scoring position. Mike Brookshaw. Austin Tulip on deck. On Alex.
Consistently low.
Well, all you ask for is you have to be consistent. All 3 of those pitches were consistent low in the zone, and all 3 were called strikes. Remember, you asked for consistency, and it was. All right, Austin, come on, buddy. Put that thing in play. Ball high outside. Boy, you'd think hitting was a spectator sport. We've had more strikes called than we've swung at tonight. I would guarantee you that. You have to start to be more aggressive early in the count. Popped up, out of play. It's a boy. Austin put that thing in play. 1 and 2 count. 2 outs, 1 on, 1-1, top of the 6th. Here in Hager City, temperatures are dropping. The shadows are getting longer, but they got lights. And remember, we're looking for lights for the cab company for Fire Hall Field. You got a business or an organization, help us out. One of the great traditions of the city of Prescott is baseball. Ooh, in play to the third baseman. He's going to fire it across the diamond for the 5-3 putout, but Austin got a piece of it, put it in play hard, but it is the 3rd out of the inning, and the Panthers coming to the plate with the score 1-1 on PCTV. All right, bottom of the 6th, 1-1. Matt Holman on the hill all the way for the Cards. Gets Tyler Kohler's attention with a high, hard one, just behind his left ear. Ball 1. Going to Owen Schumer. Owen puts it away easily. 1 up, 1 down here. F9 scoring play. Comes back to the top of the order, Dan Geisy. Number 1, left-handed hitter. The right fielder. Logan Armstrong warming up in the bullpen for the Panthers just in case. One out, nobody on in the sixth. 1-1 game. Strike one. Ooh, it's a grubber. Foul ball. Ooh, off his foot. Yeah, it's kind of chilly out here, and well, of course, the boys are running around. They're probably warmer than we are, just standing here talking smart. All right, home into the hill, 0-2. Ooh, he got him that time. Austin blocks it in the dirt and throws him out. 2 outs. Matt threw the wrinkler at him, and the bottom dropped out of it. Geisy swings over. All right, Nick Taranto, the shortstop. At the plate, number 2. Nice looking sophomore shortstop for Coach Block. Ooh, it's a shot down third baseline, like I just said. Hardest hit ball by Ellsworth today, I'll guarantee you. Jeremy barely had time to move, and it was whoop. All right, 1 on, 2 out. Brings up Dennis Schutz. Schutz had a single his last time up. Tyler Marson on deck. Schutz is the center fielder for the Panthers today. Ball inside. All right, Coach Block's got to talk to him here. Make sure they're all on the same page. Tight game here. 1-1 in the 6th. Matt Holman dueling James Georgicus. Both pitchers doing a fine job. Throwing strikes. Not exactly great baseball conditions, but we've been in worse. It ain't raining and the wind ain't blowing, so. Ooh, shot to right field. Owen Schumer brings it in. Ooh, nope. Yeah, they moved him up. Shoots with his second hit. Through the hole into right field. Appeared to be the hit and run was on, and it worked. All right, we got strategy sessions for both coaches here. We got 2 on, 2 out in the 6th, 1-1 game. First middle border conference game for the Cardinals, second for the Panthers. Panthers' 3rd game, I believe. Cardinals first. The Frost Giants moved in about, just before Thanksgiving last year or so, and boy, they have not left. Mother Spring has not been able to win her assault and get them out of here. The Frost Giants have ruled far into what would normally be halfway decent weather, or at least we would have had some decent weather. The 3rd snowiest April on record here, so if anybody's keeping track, almost 18 inches of snow in April.
Duluth had 50 some.
Yeah, Duluth had 50 some, yeah, so let's put it into perspective. All right, here we go. 1st and 3rd. All right, so here's where in high school baseball, here's where you can do all that stuff simply because the young men just don't have the arms that they have at the pro level. This stuff doesn't work at the pro level because they can just throw too hard. Ball 1. Probably got 50, 60 people sitting around here at least. Probably more than that. Yeah, they're just going to let him go. Just what I would have done. Let him go. Get rid of the annoyance. I think there's probably more people. Well, there were more people from Prescott than there were from Ellsworth because the loyal Prescott fans, I must say, they show up. D-York, nice pitch. Boy Matthew now all the way back. Marson has hit 2 to the right side so far today. 3-1. 2 on, 2 out. Runners on second and third. Bottom of the 6th inning, 1-1, Prescott and Ellsworth. Middle Border Conference action, 2013, April 25th. All right, here it comes. In play, Navarro picks it. Nice throw, Jeremy. Nice throw. Jeremy, nice job. All right, under pressure, Jeremy Navarro picks and throws for the 5-3 putout, and at the end of 6 complete here in Hager City at Brown Memorial Field, it's Prescott 1, Ellsworth 1. PCTV Channel 16, Channel 18, broadcasting from City Hall and Prescott High School. Remember, if you got information to get to the community, we'd be more than happy to run your community service messages. We've got a round-town videographer who stops and catches things. We had a facilities information meeting at the high school last night. Well intended. Great to see the community coming out to find out what's up with the school issues. All right, Georgica's on the hill. Continuing. Let me see. I gotta look. Nope. They brought in Logan Armstrong. He is a junior. He's a D8 today, coming onto the hill for Georgicus. So. Shaughness pops it up. All right, catcher's looking at it. Nope. Armstrong comes and picks it up. 1 pitch, 1 out. Matt Shaughness takes the first pitch and pops it up. F1. Brings up Jeremy Navarro. Jeremy made a very nice play at third base. Knock it down, pick him up, threw a bullet. Cards infield had done a nice job today, pretty much. First double play of the year. Boy, Jeremy, swing at that ball. The heroic 1. Jack Ryan on deck. Ball high. Ball outside, 2-1. We need a base runner. Any means. It would be nice to have a left center field shot to the fence, but it's a boy, Jeremy. That's what I got to see. Getting pieces of tin. I don't care if you hit it. Get a good swing at it. And he kept his head on the ball, followed it absolutely straight back. Yeah, took a half swing. If you take a half swing, you only get to get half a chance to hit it. 2 up, 2 down. Logan Armstrong coming on in relief of James Georgicus. 2 hitters up, 2 hitters down. Brings up today's DH, a left-handed hitting Jack Ryan. Ball high. Armstrong. Nope. Ball 2. Come on, Jackson. Nope. There it is, strike 1, 2-1. Nobody on, 2 outs. Top of the 7th, 1-1 game here in Hager City. 7:30 on a Thursday night. They're watching the Wrinklers. He throws the curveball up there and dropped it in the zone. Nice pitch. He's watching him warm up. He has a fairly nice curveball. Ooh, Ryan fouls it down left field line. Swings through it again. Logan Armstrong comes on in relief for a 1-2-3 inning. And That's going to bring the Panthers to the plate. 1-1 here at the end of 6.5. All right, bottom of the 7th, 1-1. James Georgicus, who will be probably, he can't be the pitcher of record anymore. Did a nice job on the hill for the Panthers tonight. Coming on in relief for the Cardinals, number 30, Brady Schumer, the left-hander, throws his first varsity pitch for a strike. Brady comes by my room in the morning with a smile on his face most days. 1-1. Georgicus with an RBI blue pit to drive in Ellsworth's only run. They got thrown out trying to advance. Ooh, that was laced though. That's going to the gap. Going to be a double. Oh, better be careful. Georgicus leads it off with a double. Brady gets greeted to, you know what, you're facing varsity hitters now. They're a little better. All right, he'll respond. Brings up the pitcher, Logan Armstrong, number 12, coming on in relief in the 7th inning for Georgicus. Runner on second, nobody out. So, it'll be an interesting mix here. Decent hit to the outfield will end the game. Ball 1. That's the game. And there it is. There's a single by Logan Armstrong to score the second run of the game. And in the bottom of the 7th, Ellsworth comes up with a single and a double and walks off with a 2-1 victory. Well, the Cardinals look pretty good today. Haven't seen much pitching, haven't seen any live pitching before today. They will respond. They'll be better every game because these kids are not a varsity team yet. They will be very shortly. All they need is to get on the field. Ellsworth, as usual, played a good solid game, but the Cardinals, everybody thought that they would be an also-ran maybe this year. I think they're going to be a team to contend with. Well, down here in beautiful Hager City, the Cards lose the first one 2-1 in 7 here, and that's the way it goes, guys. But you played a good game, so a lot of good things. We'll see what happens. And for my cameraman Paul Most, this is Dallas Segers telling you, in the words of the immortal Red Green, remember, we're all in this together, and I'm pulling for you, and good night. Yeah, I could just see that coming. Right? I could see